Hello pool players, Ron here. Hey, I've got to share something with you guys tonight. I have been using this and I haven't been talking to you guys about this because I'm in fear of people thinking that I'm trying to sell something, which I am not. And this video is not about sales. This is about sharing a great idea with you guys that I know that if you try this, you'll never use a mechanical bridge ever again. This thing is amazing. A friend of mine came up with this idea. He lives on the other side of my state over by Detroit. And it was funny because the timing was really good when he reached out to me and told me about what he had come up with. He had injured his arm. Let me just tell you the story. He had injured his arm and he couldn't shoot. And he's a pool player, plays all the time, just like I do, and a lot of you do. So he had to figure out a gizmo that would help him be able to stroke his cue with his cue. And he reached out to me and he told me about this thing that he made, and he wanted me to show it on my channel because he thought it was a great idea and he wanted others to know. And I told him, I said, Larry, I said, I'm not into selling stuff on my channel. I really am not. But he sent me one anyway. He said, just tell me what you think about it. Now, it's interesting because at that time, another friend of mine, which is a really good player in my area, he said to me, his name is Russ, he says, Ron, he says, what you got to do is you've got to practice by shooting off a rail with one hand. It's going to help your stroke. So, okay, I did that. But the problem was, the cue would slide sideways sometimes. You know, I couldn't get it to really be, like with my bridge hand, I could hold it or I could trap it. But I couldn't do it with no hand there, okay? So I wasn't turned on by that. But I understood what he was saying. I could see where that could help my stroke. At the same time, just, I think it was within a couple weeks, Larry reached out to me and he told me about this bridge mate thing. That's what he calls it, it's a bridge mate. And I says, oh, that sounds pretty interesting. He goes, I think it's going to work really well for handicap players because I had injured my arm and it's working well for me. So that was where it all kind of started. Well, when I got this thing, I set it on, first of all, I didn't even use it. A couple days, just sat there, didn't really try it. Then one day I thought, you know, I'm going to try that and see if it'll work for what my other friend Russ said about shooting off a rail. And I did. I'd set it on the rail and shoot with it. And I'd make these shots. And I was like, whoa, that's a whole lot easier than the old mechanical bridge because I can't shoot with a mechanical bridge. So I started working with it. I want to first show the rail mate. Notice here that I'm positioning it on the rail and it stays real low profile to the cushion. And I make a nice cut shot down in the corner. Now this next shot is at the same location, but I'm putting it in a side pocket with some top running spin, inside spin, to get the cue ball to go down table. And let me just take a shot, and I'm going to show you this thing more close up. Now I've got an extension, just let me show you this. I got an extension on my cue. It's a 12-inch on my Predator cue. And by the way, this thing is 11.8, so that's a Z3 shaft, but it slides on here just like it just glides. It's got like a felt inside of it, real super silky smooth. So what makes this thing so good? It's a long reach. I'd normally be stretched way out to try to shoot that. But I don't have to be like holding another cue, another bridge cue, and then sliding this cue this way. I can be in my posture and I can shoot. Now I'm jacked up a little bit because I want to put just a little bit of draw on it here. But I can hit center ball too, or I can hit top, or I can hit left or right. I can put all sorts of English on it. In fact, I have a video where I run a 9-ball rack and I had to put all different kinds of spin on my cue ball to get around the table. But I get into the shot, I line it up just like normal, and I make a nice smooth stroke. This thing is incredible. How it works, it pops apart, it's 3D printed. This is his revised version. I like it because it fits right in my bag, fits right in my case, real well. But it just snaps together and it's ready to go. There's a 3-pack of this one, and a taller one, so you can reach over a ball to shoot your cue ball. You can reach over. I don't have that one out, but there is a third one. But I wanted to share this with you because I'm not trying to sell it, but I'm trying to share an idea, a great idea that I think is going to revolutionize the long, shot where you have to use a mechanical bridge. I don't think people are going to use that anymore. I've had a few friends that I've talked about this, and they're like, yeah. Well, I was the same way. One of my friends that lives over, I think it's in Bay City is where his actually place is, and he was like, yeah, let me see that thing. So I was visiting, shooting on his 10-foot table. As soon as he started checking it out, he's like, wow, man, that thing's a great idea. I said, yes, I know. I said, this thing's going to really revolutionize, like I said, the long bridge type situation. I said, he's selling them like hotcakes right now. Billiard Magazine did an article on them. He's got pros endorsing them. I have everybody I've talked to that looks at this thing and sees it up close and personal, they're like, that's a great idea. Yeah, it is. But anyway, I'm not going to drag on and on. I'm just super excited about it. I thought, it's time I'm going to tell you guys about this. And, even if you just want to use it for working on your stroke like I initially did, like my friend Russ was telling me, to do, you can do that. Or you can use it, put it in your bag for a bridge situation when you're on your 9-foot table. Or if you're lucky enough to play on a 10-foot, you're going to really need this thing, okay? And you're going to shoot much better. It's just going to be so good for you. And, cost. I'm not sure what they cost right now. I think they're like $35 for this one. And his Pro Pack with the 3 units, he might have a different deal on that. I don't know if he sells them individually. You're going to have to reach out to him. There again, I'm not involved with these things at all as far as like making any commission or anything like that. In fact, I told Larry, I said, look, I'm not in sales and I'm not selling this thing at all for you. I'll show it on my channel if it works for me, okay, which it did. Obviously, I just told you all about it. And so now, and I'm very reluctant to show it too often, but now I'm decided I'm going to now really profile this thing and really show how it works. I don't know if I covered it before. Let me say this. It has an aluminum insert, live rubber bottom. It's real sticky when it plants. Okay. The other nice thing about this, let me say this. This is the difference. There's another one, and I don't even know what it's called, but it's got little wheels on it, and it clamps to your cue, right? The problem with that is, with the wheels, it goes like this, and the cue it doesn't stay relative to the cue ball. But with this one, this stays still, and this cue slides into. So see what happens if I keep this here and I roll this like a roller. You can see how the tip goes up and down. You can't have that. In this case, you want to be able to have the cue tip stay on a plane, and that's what this one does. Okay, this thing is like a better mousetrap for sure. Let me see if I got that other one. Hang on. Yeah, here it is. I got a lot of accessories, you guys. So this is wheels. It has wheels. But the problem is, let me show you. So this slides on here and it stays in one spot. Now look at how that moves to that cue ball. That's no good. That's no good. But watch here. Now the tip is perfect where it needs to be, you see? Anyway, so I'll probably catch a lot of flack because some people think that these things are gadgets and just gimmicks, but this one is not. This is a real deal, you guys. Once again, if you have any questions or comments, I'd love to talk to you about it. I'll probably end up turning you over to Larry if you're interested in these, because I'm not selling these things for him. If you want to buy one of these, you're going to have to reach out to him on his website, okay? And let me know, though. I'm curious to know if you guys are excited about it as I am once you try to use it. Thanks for watching, and until next time, like I always say, keep on practicing.